Okay, so get this. Donald Trump held a rally in Coachella, California. Coachella. Of all places, right?
Yeah.
Like Coachella. That's known for music festivals, not exactly a Trump rally crowd. What do you think is the strategy there, choosing a location like that?
Well, it's interesting. It seems like a real attempt to stay relevant, keep his name in the headlines, especially for his base. And going to a place like Coachella, it's going to get attention. Guaranteed.
For sure. And you know what else caught my eye? This rally was covered by the Daily Mail. And they were talking about how Trump was really going after Kamala Harris, especially her record in California. Like, he did not hold back.
Yeah, and that's interesting timing, right? Because this is all happening while Biden's out of the 2024 race. And some analysts are even suggesting that Biden might not be too happy with Harris. Like, there's some leftover resentment there. The Daily Mail actually quoted a Republican strategist, Jason Meister. He called it straight up revenge for Harris supposedly playing a part in Biden's decision not to run. And then you've got a Democratic strategist, Hank Scheinkoff, saying that Biden probably feels slighted. So it makes you wonder, is there really a rift between Biden and Harris, or is this all just politics as usual?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the drama.
Right.
But we have to remember, we're talking about speculation here.
Absolutely.
Biden might just be trying to keep the Democratic Party united,
Okay.
regardless of any personal feelings towards Harris.
Right. And, it's really dangerous to try to guess people's motives in politics, especially in a situation like this.
Exactly. But I have to admit, the timing of all this, with Biden being so quiet, it does make you wonder. It leaves this void, whether it's intentional or not. And that just leads to more speculation and narratives like this whole revenge angle.
It definitely highlights how important perception is in politics, how things look to the public. The messaging, it all matters.
It really does. And speaking of messaging, the Daily Mail mentioned how Trump is still saying he won the 2020 election, that Biden's presidency isn't legitimate.
Yeah, that's not a new tactic for Trump. He's been doing that for a while now.
Trying to cast doubt on the whole system.
Exactly. And unfortunately, when you repeat something enough times, people start to believe it, whether it's true or not.
Right. It's about shaping how people see things.
Right.
Their perception of reality.
You got it.
And on top of that, he was really hitting hard on border security at that Coachella rally, calling it the biggest problem facing the country. And of course, blaming Biden, Harris, and California Governor Gavin Newsom.
Pray into his base?
Absolutely. It's a classic Trump move, using immigration and border security to tap into people's anxieties, creating that us versus them mentality.
Yeah, it's a powerful message, especially for his base.
But here's the thing. The Daily Mail pointed out, this whole blue state tour, it might be about more than just getting attention or poking at the Democrats.
You're right. CNN is saying this could be a way for Trump to fire up his base, go after specific Democrats, and maybe even set the stage for another presidential run.
Makes you wonder if he really wants to run again, or if he just likes keeping everyone guessing.
Either way, he definitely doesn't want people forgetting about him.
Nope, not one bit. And that focus on border security?
Right.
It's not just about his base either. The Daily Mail mentioned he's been holding rallies in states with a lot of Hispanic voters, Nevada, California, Arizona, groups he needs to win over if he wants to broaden his appeal.
Absolutely. Trying to appeal to different groups at the same time, that's a tough balancing act.
For sure. It reminds me of that part in the article about Biden trying on a red Trump 2024 hat. It just feels like this perfect symbol of where we are right now.
What do you mean?
Like this tiny little gesture
Right.
gets blown way out of proportion.
Right.
And everyone interprets it completely differently depending on their political leanings.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how divided things are.
Totally.
It's like we can't even agree on what reality is anymore.
And the media plays a big role in all of this, too.
For sure.
The Daily Mail quoted one of Trump's advisors. He said, "The location of his rallies matters less in this nationalized media environment. His messaging is making it to all the major media markets, regardless of what he does."
Wow.
What do you make of that?
Well, I think it shows how much campaigning has changed. With social media, 2004-7 News, it doesn't matter as much where you hold a rally anymore, because the message can reach millions, billions of people online.
So he can go to these unexpected places, make these controversial statements, and it doesn't matter if only a few thousand people actually hear it.
Exactly. Because it's going to get picked up. Share it everywhere.
It's almost like any attention is good attention.
In a way, it can be. But it's not just about grabbing headlines.
Right.
If he can control the conversation, he can influence how people think about the issues.
Totally. By dominating the news, he gets to set the agenda.
Exactly. His opponents end up having to respond to him instead of focusing on their own message.
It's like he's always one step ahead.
Well, he's definitely playing the game.
Yeah.
And he's playing it well.
It's like he's figured it out.
Yeah. He understands how to use the media to get what he wants.
But is it sustainable?
That's a good question. He can't keep this up forever, can he?
I mean, at some point, don't voters get tired of all the drama?
It's possible people might start wanting more substance. Less talk, more action.
And let's not forget, Trump's a master at self-promotion.
Oh, absolutely. He knows how to work the system, even when the media knows what he's doing.
It makes you wonder how they even cover him.
Right. It's a tough one.
But hey, that's why we do this.
Right.
What's that? This whole deep dive thing.
Oh, yeah.
Digging into these stories, trying to make sense of it all.
It's important.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, what matters most is that people are informed, that they understand what's going on.
I agree. And that they get involved, make their voices heard.
Exactly. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, Trump's a force to be reckoned with in American politics.
No doubt about it.
And as we get closer to 2024, it'll be really interesting to see how he adapts his approach.
Yeah. Will he stick with what's worked so far? Or try something completely new?
Will this blue state tour actually translate into votes? Will his focus on border security resonate with voters outside of his base?
So many questions.
And we'll be here to break it all down every step of the way.
That's right. We'll be watching, analyzing, and diving deep into all the twists and turns.
This could be a wild ride.
Buckle up.
So until next time, keep asking those tough questions and stay informed.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.